Protect your voice. Protecting your voice includes being very aware of the sound instruments you're working with and how much work you are putting into vocalizing. Just be aware of how much energy and effort it takes to create sound, to sing, and to utilize the machines and instruments and what have you that they are using in that gig. For instance, the microphone is a big deal. It is important to know your mic. It is important to find out how hot the mic can be, how not hot it is, if it's omnidirectional versus unidirectional. So if it is the kind of mic where you can only be in one space to be able to get picked up versus the kind of mic where you can be anywhere you want and move your head around and be emotional and you're always picked up. It's always the worst when you see a singer who clearly doesn't know what their mic can do, and you can see them living their best life and you can catch half of what they're singing sometimes because they're all over the place and that microphone only gets them right here. Sometimes that happens, and these will be professional gigs with professional setups that's just the mic they have. And if that is the case, you have to be aware of that ahead of time so that you're not over singing and trying to make up for whatever the mic is unable to do. Another important instrument of gigging, of sound and such, is the monitors. That is something that's really important that a lot of us singers run into as a problem at gigs, and we want to try to get ahead of that. You don't want to be at the gig and then find out these monitors aren't going to be available to you. Find that out as soon as you can. Now, sometimes you just don't know until the gig, until you show up and everyone's like, by the way, there's no monitors on stage. Good luck. And that does happen. And you just have to figure it out and make it work and really do that listening 80% stuff. If you do have monitors available to you, get to know where they are, how they work, how hot you are in the monitors, how not hot you are, all of those ins and outs, just so you're not, again, doing more than you need to do to produce the sound that is necessary for the gig. And along the lines of over-singing, never over-sing. I know, sometimes you're in situations where the mics are terrible, the monitors are non-existent, or they're there making things worse. All sorts of fun things that show up. Never allow that to be the reason you are going to make your voice tired, hurt your voice, damage your voice. There's a difference between being annoying and being a diva versus taking care of your voice and being a professional. Do communicate with your sound engineer. If it is possible, get to know your sound engineer. Find out who they are, know their name, have a conversation with them, but just begin communication. The sound engineer can make or break your show. It is very, very, very important that you have some sort of communication with them. That way you make sure that you're able to hear what you need to hear, and that way the audience, is hearing what they're supposed to be hearing as well.